Welcome back to Session 2 of Walking with Purpose. I hope you've been enjoying some fellowship with your group, have eaten some snacks, and are ready to learn how to receive a good grade on God's report card. Last week we talked about what is really the most important question you can ask yourself. What am I doing here? What is my purpose? We saw that meaning to our lives can only come in living them for His purposes and being part of His family. You know, you can be successful in life and never know your purpose, but you can also be labeled unsuccessful and fulfill your purpose perfectly. A band director for a local high school found great meaning in his job. He loved the air of excitement as each year a new group of kids signed up to join his band. They dreamed of becoming musicians, and each would choose their favorite instrument, whether it be the drums, trumpet, clarinet, or flute. Elena decided on the flute. He led the new recruits through the rudimentary lessons of how to put the three sections together, blow in the hole of the top section, and where to place their fingers. Going down the line, each student made a sound for the teacher until he came to Elena. She was a pretty but fragile-looking girl. Try as she might, the biggest breath she could muster didn't produce any sound at all. "Don't worry," the teacher assured her. "You'll soon be able to play." At the end of rehearsal, the kids left as excitedly as they had entered. As the beginning band improved, Elena was always there, but looking more frail with each passing week. She still couldn't make a sound, but her friends continued to encourage her. By now, Elena knew the fingerings and did everything correctly, so the director knew she had been practicing. She was a sweet and patient girl, and since she had made the effort to learn, he didn't pressure her. Yet one day after rehearsal, he felt the need to ask, "Elena, you don't seem to have enough energy to play the flute. Is anything wrong?" And with a maturity beyond her years, she looked up with big brown eyes and said, "I have cystic fibrosis, and I'm going to die." As tears formed in the teacher's eyes and a lump came to his throat, he could only nod. He knew that this disease filled her lungs with a thick mucus that clogged her airways, making it hard to breathe, let alone play a wind instrument. "Why did you take up the flute since you have trouble breathing?" he asked. In a small but determined voice, she responded, "I've always wanted to play the flute and I love it, even though I can't make a sound." As the weeks passed, Elena coughed and choked more, yet she continued learning the new notes. No noise came from her flute until one day she used what little strength she had left to emit 3 beautiful notes. The band broke out in cheers and applause. They would never hear her play again, but also would never forget her courage and joy as she walked in her purpose.